Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the fusion calendar for this current fusion, which we all voted for his skills, and that's going to be Vault Keeper Wixwell. Okay, just for a quick refresher course, let's go over his kit first. So on the A1, he attacks twice. He has a 100% chance when fighting bosses to land a provoke, or a 60% chance, but it's on each hit, which makes him pretty good. If it's not a boss. That's a pretty solid A1, the provoke is pretty powerful. Then on the A2, it's an AoE hit, goes down to a 3-turn cooldown, AoE decrease attack and increase the duration of all ally buffs. I already showed a video yesterday where if you're somebody that still has not got to Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss yet, he's going to be amazing for that, because he's going to bring you the decreased attack, extension of buffs, plus he's going to be able to help you deal with the stun targeting when we're going over to the next skill. Then he also has increased the value of all shields on all allies. The value of the shield is increased proportional to the total number of buffs, which had their duration increased. This one's basically useless, honestly. From what we've seen, and I've seen several content creators test this one out, it's pretty much useless. The value of the extension is just too small, and it definitely needs a buff. So the way that I would say is just act as if this one doesn't exist for now, and just take advantage of the AoE attack, AoE decrease attack, and also the increased duration of buffs. This one's pretty good for, not only clan boss, but it's also good for Hydra. And then we'll go to the A3, places to intercept stacks on the target ally. Basically, this one mitigates two control effects, like all of the control: stun, fear, true fear, petrification, sleep, freeze. It can negate that straight up, so this one's pretty good. But then he also does an AoE increased defense and shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense. The shield is no Valk level shield, however it's a pretty good shield. Like from what I've tested and showed, this one's a pretty decent kit. And also the passive at the start of each round places a counterattack buff on him, and then this buff cannot be removed. It's only the initial one, so keep that in mind. Only the initial one cannot be removed. Afterwards, he keeps placing a counterattack on him after he gets a turn. So the thing that I'm going to be trying to make a video the next few days, which I think is another reason why he could be good for endgame as well, is because of this extra buff that he always places, plus this intercept. If you put him in the lead, he's going to place it on himself. These two could make him a really good candidate for being a mischief target, okay? Being a mischief target, it brings increased defense, shields, brings AoE decreased attack, and increases duration of buffs, plus also having a provoke on the A1 makes him a really powerful one, honestly. He's not, I've seen mixed comments and mixed opinions on him that he's not good, or that he is actually good. I still believe he's really good. Also, bringing the defense in all battles 28. I still believe if you can afford it, you should go for it, even though it's a classic fusion. But let's see actually the calendar now, because this might change my opinion depending on how hard it's going to be. So this is the calendar fusion. We know that we're gonna need 16 actually of these void rares, and then we're gonna need 4 of the epic Arwid Quivergrass. So this is pretty straightforward. If you have a look, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we basically have exactly 16 available to get from the points, and if you look, that's exactly what we need: 4, 8, 12, 16. So there's exactly 14 of the rares available. However, they do give us the chance to get the epic over here, which I'm expecting to be a 5,950 points, because that's how they usually put it. But if you don't do this and do everything else, then I guess you can pretty much get him. One thing that I want you guys to keep in mind before you decide to not do this fusion, I want you to keep in mind that we're gonna have tomorrow a 2x ancients, okay? So if you're stocking up on your ancients and you're debating if you should pull, especially with the current change that we had with the epic empowerment, which, let's have a look. Is it here? I want to see. I've not even checked this one yet. Okay, empowerment, let's go over to epics. Yep, there we go. So we have the epics to be able to do the empowerment. So considering that this one has come to the game as well, and it's pretty powerful, the stats that you can get, they're really good, even for epics. 40% across the board, 40, 40, 10 speed, some crit, some crit damage. It's really good. So because of that, 2x Ancients is back on the table as well. I didn't pull during 2x Ancients anymore, because it made no sense for my account. I have pretty much all the epics that I need. You know, legendaries, you don't really want to go during 2 times, you prefer to go on 1+1s or guaranteeds. But now with this one, because there's going to be quite a big list of epics that I will want to empower, honestly, maybe one of each epic in the game, but 100% all the powerful ones, it gives me a reason to pull during 2 times Ancients as well. And because of that, if you're going to pull during 2 times Ancients, you might have a chance while pulling to pull one of her with Quivergrass. And guess what? If you get one of her, you can skip basically the other, you know, you can skip the other summoning events and maybe some other stuff. So keep that in mind before you say like, oh yeah, I'm skipping. But if we look at everything else, it's like, okay, we know we're gonna need to get pots for Void Champions and also for Force one. So because of that, keep in mind, I'm gonna, you know what, I might make a video on every single day. Let me know if you guys want it. I can make a video of how I do the fusion on my main account because I don't have the free to play anymore. And if you want me to make a daily update or like at least every other day update on the fusion on how I'm dealing with it, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna abide and I'm gonna do what you guys want. But if you look over here, we have the Dungeon Divers and Dragon Tournament that started today. Pretty standard, pretty normal. Then we have tomorrow Champion Chase and Champion Training event. So depends on how you have options on your account. I would say don't go too crazy today, okay, on the Dragon Tournament with the Dungeon Divers, because if you have the option of doing solo farming Dragon Tournament, while you can also have food to do the champion training, I would suggest you do that, especially because it's the champion training event that requires a bit of points. So let me show you a quick example of what I mean. So let's go over, we also have a 2 times speed, which is amazing. So let's say we go over here and let's say I go to stage 4 heart. I can just throw in my solo Theodore. Again, does not have to be exactly Theodore. Whoever is your best one in there, you can just do this and then you go like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually have some over here. You go in there and then you basically go and farm your dungeon divers, your dragon tournament, but at the same time you can do yourself the champion training because you're slowly gonna get levels. Is it gonna max out all of them at the same time? No, but at least by the time you max out your dragon tournament, you should have some points in the dungeon divers and some points in the champion training, and basically you're saving energy. By doing that, you're saving energy that you would have otherwise just used in the campaign, and in the campaign only to do that. So that's what I would suggest. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw my Theodore, but I'm not gonna do it today. Today I might just do actually like this normally, but then tomorrow I'm definitely gonna, you know, use the other energy to try and finish that one over. Now let's see what's next. Artifact Enhancement Classic Arena on Saturday, again pretty straightforward. Then on Sunday, Dungeon Divers and Dragon Tournament ends. So you want to make sure that today, Friday and Saturday you focus on finishing Dungeon Divers, Dragon Tournament, which should be pretty easy, but also the champion also part of the champion training that you could double dip with the Dungeon Divers. Then on Sunday we have the Ice Column starting, and then on Monday we're gonna have Dungeon Divers 2. So again, because we still have on Monday Champion Training event, I will not complete all of it. I will do the same principle if you have the option. Go and do a solo Ice Column with food, so you can still get Champion Training event points, but at the same time you get Dungeon Divers. So the key days so far are gonna be Friday, Saturday, and then Monday, where you can try, like I said, double dip, you know, try to use your energy as efficiently as possible. Champion Chase Tournament, honestly, should not be hard, especially because, like I mentioned, it's a 2 times Ancients. Those ones can give a ton of points usually. You can see 1 minute run, I did it, I got the XP, I got my points for the Dragon Tournament, and I also got Dungeon Divers. So everything was just fine. But when it comes to Champion Chase, again, keep in mind, you can use Ancients, you can use, if you have some previous fusions to do over there, if you have Broadmaws, if you have some saved legendaries you want to pop, it can be done easily, so I would not skip the Champion Chase one, because it should be pretty easy. Then, if we see the next one, Tuesday is basically just Ice Golem and Dungeon Divers. Wednesday we have Artifact Enhancement, and we have Ice Golem ending, but then we still have Dungeon Divers 2. So this one seems like it's going to be a problem. The Dungeon Divers number 2, unless you do a ton Monday and Tuesday, it seems like you might just have to throw some extra energy in order to complete it, because you're not gonna have anything else to double dip with it. Then on Thursday we have Fire Knight, Champion Training, and then next Friday Summon Rush and Dungeon Divers. Again, this one might be a bit tricky though. That I don't think there's any ways you want to do Fire Knight with food, so this one you're just gonna have to do whatever you can of the Fire Knight on Thursday, and then the rest on the Friday. But biggest tip I can give you for now: try and prepare your food for the next Friday, because you're gonna have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, at least 10, you're gonna have at least 10 of the rares ready. Don't start leveling them up yet. Wait till the Friday or till the Thursday when the champion training tournament starts, and only do that then. Only level them up then, and only ascend them then, because you can get points from leveling up, upgrading ranks, and ascending for champion training tournament. For the events, you don't get those points. And at the same time, try and maybe do the Void Keep this Sunday, or if not, definitely next Sunday. And then once we get to next Sunday, depending on what you need, you might have to do the Summer Rush pulls, or if you get lucky during this weekend and pull one of her, then you might skip the Summer Rush, you might skip the 3rd Dungeon Divers, 3rd Artifact Enhancement, and all of that good stuff. But honestly, this fusion seems pretty straightforward, seems pretty standard. It's the only, I guess, the only sad thing is that we don't have, as we used to have in the past, like, you know, 18 options. Maybe we can get 18 rares and a couple of the epics, but I think it should be doable. And I still believe, again, this is my point of view, you know, I've had some people saying like, oh, why do you always tell people to do bad fusions? It's not a bad fusion. He's good. He has a unique kit because he brings, you know, buff extension, decrease attack AoE, he has that intercept, he can be the mischief tank, like I mentioned, because of the fact that he always has that extra unique buff on himself. So I don't think you should skip it, but at the same time, everybody does whatever they want. You know, I'm not gonna tell you, do it, you have to do it, it's a must do. He's not a must do from my point of view. Like, he's no Gnut level or Helicat level when they came out, but at the same time, he's no Loriaka, okay, or Jetney, where you're like, yeah, it's an easy skip. I think he's worth it. But anyway, this is gonna be it for today, guys. Like I mentioned, let me know in the comments down below, do you want me to make a daily video on the fusion, on how I'm gonna tackle this myself? I can show you, you know, what resources I used, how am I doing, you know, just basically to keep track, because you know what, at the same time, there might be people that are gonna be like, I had it in the previous, in the past, some people gonna be like, oh my god, thank you for doing this video because I almost forgot to do this or that. So if you want me to do those videos, let me know. But anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.